Hey, good morning, friends. We're out on another field trip today. It's still auction season. We got another auction we're going to, an estate auction today. And we actually got a lot of auctions coming up. We have the Jump Jaunt coming up this next weekend that we're going to take you to. 3 days, 300-mile yard sale here in Nebraska. And then we have our fall equipment auction down at the fairgrounds the following weekend. So lots of auction action coming up. But today we're going to an estate sale over in Berwyn, Nebraska. So come on along and we'll show you what they got going on. Being treated to another beautiful Nebraska morning. It's 50 degrees, not even October yet. We're getting this unseasonably cool weather this year. Just had coffee there at our favorite restaurant, Tumbleweed Restaurant there in Broken Bow. And we don't say this very much on the channel, but probably 80% or more of the people that view our content aren't even subscribed to the channel, which is very surprising. So if you could put the smack down on that subscribe button, we'd appreciate it. It would really help out the channel, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So let's get to this auction and see if there's anything that we just cannot do without today. All right, folks, we just rolled in. This auction's being done by my favorite auction company in the area, Dave Davis Auction. They do a fantastic job here locally. They really go out of their way to help the elderly folks that are retiring and maybe moving closer to town, moving closer to their health care, stuff like that. And they've just got so much to deal with because they've collected a lifetime of stuff and they just can't deal with it because there's just too much. So Jim and his crew come in, they'll pack everything up for you and then have the auction. And Jim does a great job of trying to get every penny he can for the folks that are retiring. He even tells the story if they're having medical issues and stuff like that. He says, hey, we need to help these people out. And yeah, he does make a percentage by doing these auctions, but they're the ones doing all the heavy lifting, doing all the packing up and selling and all that stuff. So, you know, you got to make a little money at it, but they do such a fantastic job here locally, and they provide such a good service for these elderly folks that just need somebody to help them with getting rid of a lot of their possessions that they no longer need. So let's go get a preview done, and then we'll get our number, and this auction will get kicked off. First morning wearing a vest. It's kind of chilly out here. So we've got these trailers, everything here in the yard, and I guess we have a building full of stuff too. So let's start over here at this trailer. Got an old, what do they call those? They're not trumpets, they're bugles maybe? Is that what they called them? Some old metal toys. Little bank. This item here, I cannot figure out what it is. It's got this metal wheel, it's all forged. Got this point on the end. I'm assuming that went into like a wooden handle or something, but never seen one of those before. Got some old empty boxes here, wooden boxes. Got some old cheese boxes. The big blocks of cheese used to come in. Some old maps back before we had Google Earth. Lots of Cornhusker stuff. They were definitely Husker fans. All kinds of Husker memorabilia. Even got the Cornhusker seats. They were probably season ticket holders, looks like. They love their Huskers, as they do most people here in Nebraska. Like some old like slate paintings on slate. I'm not going to handle those too much. Some other holiday stuff. Some old Tonkas. There's people on the internet that refurbish these things. It's really cool to watch. Got some old pots and pans and kitchen items there, antique looking stuff. Some more small, nice little old metal airplanes. Some of the toy collectors are going to love this stuff. All these old metal toys. Check these out. Got people that really go for those metal toys. They're very collectible. I'm hearing there's lots of collectibles at this auction. That's the old horse collar here for working horses. It's with some tack. That old wooden doll stroller. Nice little wooden end table here. Some little wooden chairs, little kids' chairs. Some of them a little worse for wear. Got some dolls and Santa Clauses. Holiday decor. Coca-Cola stuff. A lot of people love the Coca-Cola stuff. Even got bottles with Coke still in them. Coca-Cola Classic with the Coke still in them. See what's in these boxes. More Coke with Coke in them. Even got cans. Wonder if that stuff is still good. I guess if it's bottled up, it's still good. Coca-Cola bears. Laser light show stuff. Tree stand, more holiday stuff. Bins full of stuff. There's a nativity scene there. All kinds of, I think this is like tree decorations and stuff, stockings. Neat old table. Got some games here. Electronic set. Old glass bottles. Some old canning jars, bow and arrows. A couple sets of those. Lots and lots of old glassware. Some old canisters. Some antlers. Fairly decent ones there. Those make good dog chew toys. Dogs absolutely love chewing on those. Old Prince Albert cans. Old keys, skeleton keys, locks. Old ammunition. Old collectibles like promotional items. Some of it from around the area. Giant old diaper pin. Some older locks. Punch keys. Bushel baskets. We've got plenty of those. Old printer. Old shop vac. Recipe books and movies. Old antique kitchen stuff. Old drink coolers, the old metal drink coolers. We'll have to figure out later what's in these boxes. Some baskets, some brand new shower filters. Screw right onto your shower where your shower head goes. Probably LED lamps. Dog food bowls. Glass jars. Fans. Don't know what this is. Looks like some kind of something or other. Can't tell. Look like they're old signage, maybe light up signs. Golden Star Polisher and Cleaner. Here's the old doorknob plates that go behind doorknobs. Lots of old trinkets. What is this old thing here? Well, it's a lamp. Another old wooden box. The old clothespins. Butter churns, lots of old butter churns. These are seed spreaders. Backpack seed spreaders, the old school ones. Butter churns and meat grinders. Old glassware. You can see these old spreaders. They had this thing you'd throw over your shoulder, and you just turn this crank with your hand, and it spreads seed or fertilizer out in your yard. Got some old chairs. Maybe they used to restore furniture or something. Some wooden headboards. This little bread making table. Here's a little stool for something. I doubt if it's an actual toilet. Maybe it is, I don't know. Weird looking. Coca-Cola cooler. Tables. Got the old drive-in kind of benches like the ice cream shop chairs. Some of them have the little heart in them. Old pedal tractors. A lot of people buy these and restore them. Western Flyer. Wood spindles. And cubby boxes. Old tables. Wooden crate boxes. School desk. More Huskers. Most of the boxes are empty.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, sir?
Good.
Little hobby horse.
Mom, like I told you, I don't remember. Got some old molding pieces. Looks like a door frame too. Here's an old wooden wagon. Old workbenches, tables. This has got the enameled porcelain top on it. You could make bread on that or whatever. Some old leaf tables. An old heater. Looks like some old nest boxes. Some branding irons. Like an old adding machine, an old Underwood typewriter. That's cool looking. Smith and Corona typewriter. This is an old paper roll thing where you tear paper off. Needle scale. Check that out. Toledo scale. Old hang on the wall cupboards under the glass front. If you're putting together some cool old pieces in your house, there's some cool old stuff here. Old cupboard with some old oil lamp stuff in it. Big old wooden spindles. Old mirrors. Another leaf table. Looks like a pantry cabinet there. What do you got there, Kathy?
A buggy.
A little buggy. That's cute.
You got my dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a couple more trailers over here, and they're still pulling stuff out of the building. This guy must have been a woodworker. He's got a lot of cool old woodworking stuff. He's got some old wheels, all kinds of old parts, hinges, you name it. Look at these old, cool old hinges. Those lift off. Those are neat. Might have to get a couple of those for a project. Got these old glass ball feet. Looks like eagle's feet kind of thing. Corner pieces. Drawer pulls. Neat old metal drawer pulls. Boy, guy had lots of hardware. Some neat old hardware. We'll have to dig through here for projects that we do. It's nice having the retro stuff. Got some metal feet there. Some rockers, high chair. Lots of old magazines and books. Saturday Evening Post. These are like demonstrator type stuff from like a hardware store, showing the different stuff. Old clawfoot bathtub. It's got all the feet too. Usually the feet are missing. It's even got the shower rail. That's a pretty small bathtub though. Old wood stove. My grandma and grandpa had a stove just like this in their living room. More old rocking chairs. Old chamber pot. Scales. Some old tools. Got them old viewers, those old photo pantograph photo viewers. Panoramic. These are old coffee grinders. These are wall mount here. Neat. Very cool. I'd like to have one of these to restore, but I got enough projects already. Old milk glass. Old telephones. Candy machine. Little knick-knack cupboard of some sort. Got glass fronts on it. Kind of a curio cabinet type thing. Well, this is one of these auctions where you really got to dig deep, see what's really here. Old broken bow bottling. That is so cool. That's local stuff. It's even got the broken bow crates. We'll have to see what these go for, see if they sell the bottles or just the whole set. Because it'd be neat to have a couple old bottles. Broken bow bottling. Some old drawers. Feels like they're all empty. Like little storage stuff. Don't know exactly what those were used for. Loads and loads of stuff. Old spittoon. Little potty chairs for kids just starting out. Some like flour sack type stuff. Kellogg's Livestock Mineral from Alliance, Nebraska. Old mirrors, old books, an old lunchbox, like a barn farmhouse lunchbox. It's an old heater. It's a couple old stove toppers. Those sit up above your old wood stoves. You can put items in those. Some old wheels. Another old stove topper. Some metal wheels. A couple old sewing machines. You know what we do with those. If you keep an eye on those will probably go for $1. Lots of old furniture pieces in here. Some old cupboards and cabinets and dressers. Antique pieces, solid wood. Old photos and pictures. Big old metal Santa Claus. Old pictures. Mirrors, shelving, old folding chairs. Big tall cupboard here. Nice little shelf for like canned goods and stuff. It would go in like a corner of a basement or something. Hershey bar vending machine. Kelly loves these old metal cabinets like that. It's an old, what do they call those old bases? Old furniture. Trout Haven, trout fishing. Sea Lion Caves. Lots of old photos. Colorado, near Colorado Springs. See if there's any local old photos. What's this one? Railway shop laborers, Detroit, Michigan. Somebody's metal collection, probably from high school or something.
The tarps they took off?
No, they're not high school. They look like International Association of Odd Fellows organization. An old secretary here. Old treadle, whatever they call them, sewing machines. Old rocking chair. Had the cane in it. This is the real cane with all the holes. Sometimes it's just pressed in cane. This is the real cane here. Mom used to redo these and actually hand do the caning. I helped her do a rocking chair back in the day. Looks like an old safe or something, I don't know. Got the big turn handle on it. Big old cupboard cabinet, probably used to have a glass front on it. Look at these hoppers. Pretty neat. Some old like drawer pulls from something back in the day. Licorice and mustard seed, canary seed, aloe. Probably some kind of drugstore type cabinet pulls off of those. Got an old croquet set here. We always had one of these around when I was a kid, but I don't even remember how to play. That old jumpy horse. Here's some of the wall mount oil lamp brackets. You mount them on the wall and they swivel. We got one, if you remember, at an auction before. Doesn't look like it has a lamp with it though, but they're not hard to find. There's a lot of oil lamp hardware. Whole bucket full of old hinges. Those are handy to have when you're mounting gates and doors and stuff. So I think looking over all the stuff here, we're probably going to keep an eye on these two machines, see if they go cheap. So we make little tractors out of those little tractor models. And then this box of wheels has got some good sized wheels to make those with. So that box would probably go fairly cheap as well. I also want one of these old Broken Bow Bottling Company bottles. I don't want a whole case because I don't have room for all that, but I would love to have one of those old bottles just for memorabilia, stuff that was around town back in the day. Hopefully they sell these bottles choice. They'll probably sell this as a whole case, but they'll probably break that one up. Doing a little deeper dive. Got some old Ford hub covers here. And then I found this box full of old flour sacks. These were the printed flour sacks. Back in the day, the flour mills realized that the women of the day were taking old flour sacks and making clothes for their children, for like dresses for their little girls. So they started making them with flour prints and stuff, so the dresses turned out prettier and not just plain white. So they started printing the flour sacks with patterns on them. So that's a pretty good, cool find there. Whole box full of old military caps. Everything's selling from $1 to $2, $2.50. Everything's going pretty cheap.
Nebraska crock. 100 proof, here we go, 10, 12, and the other one hat. I'm 10, 12, and the other day, I'm 10, 12, hat. I got 10, here, 12, and you wear it, money's overdone, 10, 12, hat. I got 10, 12, and the other one hat. I'm 10, 12, and a half, I'm 10, 12, and a half. Hands up, gotta go, I'm 10, 12, hat. I got 10, there, you go, and 12, and the other one hat. 10, 12, 50. Oh, 10 bucks, 49, 10 bucks, 49, 10 bucks, 45. More Christmas stuff. I'm 10, 12, and a half. I'm 10, 12, and the other one hat. 5 minutes on the old truck. $5, $6. I'm 5, there, you get about 6 on time. You're in, I'm 5, 6 on time. 9, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 9, 7, now 8, now 9, now 9, you live in 9, now 10, you live in 9, 10, and now 9, now 10, you live in 10, you live in 9, 10, now 9, 9, 10. So, $9, put it on number 43. 43, and I think the old glass car, 2.5 high, now 5, but if I'm on a 5, but if I'm on a 5, but if I'm on a 5, I'm keeping it on 5 on that glass car, $2.50. How do you do it in a half? 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 Take $1, I'm $1, I'm $1, I'm $1. Put that wolf clock right with it, the wolf clock. How do you do it in a half? Battery operated. Battery operated. How do you do it in a half? Brand new, still in the box. I'm wolf clocking off for $1. I'm $1, I'm $1. Give it $100, I'm Husker seats, right? Stadium seats. Stadium seats, all good one in there too. All them stadium seats for $5. There'll be no cheaper. $5. Stadium seats for $5. I'm having that good one in there. $5. I'm doing 5, 3, 3, 3.
Man, you can't even give stuff away.
3, 3, 2, 3, 4. I'm 3, 40, 40, 3, 4. So, $3.07 on it. So, my, Husker, yeah, we got the old trucks, Look like we're wowing our money, $2.50, the old trucks, $2.50. $2.50, $2.50, 3, I get the $4, 5, you know, 4, 5, $6. I'm fine there, you get a $6, 3.5, 6, so $5, 4, $5, 40, $5, 40. 2, 3, 3, 4. I got 5 there. 6, so $5.24. $5.24. No wash rack. Still down there. You can do $2.52, $2.5. Dollar bill. They said they're going to sell the guns and the lawnmower. Who's working this one?
All right, folks, it's a little bit after 12. I've got everything that I was interested in. Auction's still going, probably about half over, but like I said, nothing else there I need. So we're going to head home, and when we get home, we'll go through our loot and show you what we got. This was a very, I won't say cheap, but prices were, it was a buyer's auction, let me tell you. All right, my friends, we are back home, parked underneath the shade tree here to go through our loot. Let's see what we brought home. So we got both of these old sewing machines, and you know what we do with them. They're old, one's a Brunswick, one's a Damascus. And we got these for 50 cents a piece, so we paid $1 for both of them. Smoking deal. Now these 2 tubs of old wheels, we only wanted this one because we can use some of these for making those little sewing machine tractors. Got that one for $1. They went to sell this one, nobody wanted it, so I got this for 50 cents. So $1.50 for all of those. So they were trying to sell this box here and it wouldn't sell. It had some old tins in it, old cracker tin, coffee tin, butternut coffee can, and then this coffee can full of old furniture legs. Wouldn't sell. Oh, it also had this set of flares in it. They call these flares, but they're old reflectors that fold up and go in the box for old trucks. When you'd break down on the side of the road, you would put these out on the road before you get to you. So there's a set of 3 of those. So that wouldn't sell. So then they threw in these antlers. There's 4 sets of antlers and they're pretty fresh. They're not all bleached out. So once they threw the antlers in, people started bidding. This all went for $8, which is a smoking deal for even just one of these sets of antlers. We use these bottoms for knives, knife handles, and then the tops we can cut into pieces for dog chewies. The dogs actually absolutely love chewing on these things, and they last a good long time. A piece of antler over like at PetSmart will cost you like $20 for just a little piece like that long. So we've got 4 racks here, plus that was $8. So they got down to selling all the hardware on those trailers. I missed 2 boxes that I wanted that had some really cool 3-prong coat hooks on them. They were brass. They were selling them for choice, so somebody grabbed those up, but it went higher than I wanted to pay. It got down to like $2 a flat. They were selling these by flats, so I've got the bid for $2. So I got a bunch of these brass hinges and stuff I use a lot of when I'm making stuff. Look at these really cool old hinges. Got a ton of these. These actually lift off once they open, and there's big ones and small ones. This whole box is pretty much full of those. And then some other odds and ends in here. Different stuff. There's an old hook. Cool old hook. And then over here in this box, we've got a whole bunch of brass hinges. You know, all kinds of old hardware that we can use when we're doing projects. And then this has a bunch of these smaller hinges. This is lift-off hinges. There's a bunch of these little hook things in here for catches. Some old wooden knobs. This is a pull that you would put on like a sliding door. You would cut that recess and then screw that into the door. So that's really cool. We got probably a couple closets we could use one of those on. But just a lot of cool little hardware here. So $2 a box. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Paid $10 for all of this hardware. Got this freezer crate here full of baskets. And you know, we use these baskets to give away vegetables and stuff in. And we get these at Junk Jaunt, but we've used a bunch of them this year giving away veggies. So now I got this whole thing, the metal basket and all of these baskets, for 50 cents. So I'll go put these with the rest of my baskets out in the barn because we were running low. I just noticed this one here is made out of corn cobs, all tied together into a basket. That's cute. So, as it went a lot today, they tried to sell this box with some assorted sewing stuff in it. Got some old bobbins, some shears, some embroidery hoop there.
and some thimbles and lots of sewing stuff we'll let Kelly go through. But this box wouldn't sell, this old wooden box. So what they did was they threw this box in with it, and I was actually going to buy this box. So this got up to $2, both of these boxes. Well, this has the old flour sacks in them, the printed flour sacks that I was telling you about, which we won't be making kids' dresses out of these, but you can cut them apart and hem them and make really nice dish towels or little lightweight towels to cover bread and stuff with. And they all got cool print on them. Some of them have the old labels on the actual flour sacks. Let's see, this one here got the nutritional label on it. Humboldt Flour Company, Humboldt, Nebraska. So we've got, let's see, 6, 7 of the old flour sacks, the printed flour sacks. And this is kind of a weird material. It's kind of synthetic. See if Kelly wants that for anything. $2 though. Now the next thing we got was one of the boxes of the old Broken Bow Bottling Company where they made soda pop there in town. They split the box up for choice of the bottles. So I got this for $7. But everybody wanted one of these because of the local history on those. And then a local guy that buys a lot of antiques and keeps a lot of the history of town bought the crates that these came in. One of the crates was full of these bottles. But I was happy to get this as a good piece of history. We can put in our cupboard with all of our other cool glass stuff. The very last thing I bought was these 2 cool old alarm clocks. This is a Baby Ben West clocks. Both of them are actually. This one works. I wound it up, set the alarm on it, and it went off. I have yet to try this one. This one's a little more complicated. It's got all kinds of switches here on top. This is for alarm or silent, turning your alarm on and off. And this one's a repeat alarm or steady alarm. And then you got all your wind-up features. This is to make your clock faster or slower if it's running a little off. This is to wind your clock to make it work. This is to wind your alarm to make your alarm go off. This sets the alarm. This sets the clock itself. And got very similar things on the back, except this one you pull that to put the alarm on. But those are really cool little clocks, and they both work. And I thought that was pretty neat. Now I was hoping they would split these clocks up because I only wanted one, and it was this one right here. And they ended up selling them together. They had them both together. Guess what they went for? I'll give you a quick minute to guess. I don't know if you're right or not. $2 for both. So $1 a piece for these old cool little Ben alarm clocks. Super neat. I'm going to put one by my chair in the living room. So that's it for this auction, folks. Remember, we got Junk Jaunt coming up next weekend, so stay tuned for that. We're going to have 3 days of fun there. One of our friends is going with us, too. It's going to be a good time. And then we also have the fall equipment auction at the fairgrounds coming up the following weekend after that. So we've got two real good sales coming up. So stay tuned for those, plus all the other stuff we got going here on the farm. We've already got videos lined up clear to the end of the month. So hope you enjoyed today. Loved hanging out with you guys. Hope you come back and see us real soon here at Markelly Farm. And again, if you're one of those 80% of people that aren't subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. You won't hear me say that a lot, and a lot of people don't like to hear that all the time. That's why I don't harp on it. But till then, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Come back and see us here at the farm.